Oh, do I feel good today? What's up, universe? This is your daily, and I do mean daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We like to call it DTL, Driving the Line. I encourage you to subscribe right now to our YouTube channel. Hit that like button every single time that you come in and share the show every single day. We continue to get bigger and bigger, all because of you. We're also the most transparent show in all of sports betting. And yesterday, right here, we do have several check marks. Our main man coming through strong, 3-0. I tell you what, you put him in the middle of college baseball season, just get out of his way. Just get out of his way. And by the way, if you have not got your Driving the Line merchandise yet, we encourage you to do so as well. Currently on sale, I am a Howie's Homie t-shirt or sweatshirt, whatever you might like. We always have the link in our bios, and there is the QR code right there. You can buy anytime that you want. Now, before we bring in the stars of the show, Grayson says, let's freaking go. Catch a coach of the crew live today. You're damn right. And we're bringing in my partner right now. I told you, he's our 5-tool player. He can do absolutely anything. And when you wake up every single day at 10 a.m., you get this big, old, fat smile staring right back at you. And there he is right there, right now. Oh, man. Some people got a little excited, hit the wrong buttons today. AB, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, man. Hey, last night, if anybody was watching, all right, that Texas Tech Stanford game, dude, Texas Tech walks it off in the 11th inning, man. College baseball, you're going to lose 10 years off the end of your life, but, man, it's fun.
All I have to do is make sure my social media is on, because every time that stuff happens, boom, I get my gift from you. We get our cash at the pay window. Everybody is happy. Now, AB, we missed you last night, but my goodness, Mondays, DTL After Dark, another good show. Tons of people showed up. So we're really excited about Mondays moving forward. Did you catch any of the show, sir?
I did. And you guys had a great show. And I love the consistency of what you have planned out of every Monday, right? Like I absolutely love that. And I'm sure that we'll add to that schedule as we go, one piece at a time, right? Don't have to change the world in one day, but I like it, man. It's a good idea. Good call by you.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, the crew, whether it's our crew or the crew, there is a distinction, but we're all one. And every single day, if you're new to this show, we let you select a play that you all get to root on. You all get to play together. And there's a reason for doing this. And we're hoping to execute that plan very, very soon. AB, what are the choices today?
So switching it up a little bit, Major League Baseball, we're going to go team totals today.
Okay.
All right. Yep. Which one are we going with on the over? All right. Phillies team total over 4.5 against the Reds. Astros team total over 4.5 over the Blue Jays, who they hit yesterday. The Yankees team total over 4.5 or the Padres team total over 4.5. Poll is in the chat. Vote now. And as always, we will update at the end of the show.
Little fascinating when you look at the Major League Baseball schedule today. It's a full slate. I mean, we're talking 14 games, only one day game on a Wednesday at the start of the season.
Well, I'll tell you this. All right, so we're going to talk about it more, but there's a reason to be careful today, and you'll see it in my picks. Same thing in college baseball. This is one of the very few days that you have to be super careful. Today is it. We'll talk more about it.
Hashtag it pays to watch live. Hashtag knowledge is power. Now, you guys know, depending on the day of the week, or should I say it doesn't depend on the day of the week, because we have the absolute best minds in the business ready and willing to go. So, AB, I believe it's time that we go 6 wide for the picks. My man Robbie Hockey says time to give Charles his own show. Catching with Charles. Charles, what do you think about your own show?
I like where I'm at. I appreciate that, though, Robbie. That's my man,
like,
right there.
I'm good. The man from the dirty. Now, our numbers, man. I feel like I just saw you like 5 minutes ago. Rafael Esparza. Good morning, sir.
How's it going, Coach? How's it going, crew? And good morning to the whole panel.
The whole damn panel. And last night, this man was just spitting knowledge. If you guys were up, if you're a crew member, then you know what it's all about. The legend, Howie Schwab. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach. Good to be here. And yeah, it seems like we were just together 5 minutes ago because we were. I mean, USC was playing UConn. The Tigers were beating the Mets, getting a no-hitter. You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen. Also, the Astros hitting the over, just like Charles says. We crushed it on DTL After Dark last night. You got to join us. You got to join us. By the way, AB, how can they join before we bring in our last crew member? If people want to be a member of the crew, we're talking about it right now. How do they do it?
Absolutely. 2 easy ways. All right. Number 1, you can just click the join button right there beside the subscribe button and let me know if it just lit up on your YouTube page, or you could just scroll right down in the description there, show details, click join, get you all taken care of.
You're damn right. And Big Iris just said 6 wide. Holy sh! You guys are on fire. And that 6 wide, the last person that I need to introduce, we call him Soupy. Josh Boys. He has the best beard game in the game. Good morning, sir. I know you were not missing that women's games last night.
Hell to the no. UConn. It is a beautiful day in Connecticut. As usual, we have 2 teams in the Final Four going for the 3rd year. Where UConn men and women, both champions. I'm trying to think how many other teams have done that. Oh, it's 0.
Look at him talking trash, flexing on the women's tournament. Damn, Soupy. Damn, I'm here for it. All right, hang tight because we got to get started. And you guys know when Howie and Raphael join forces, you better just listen and bet that game. So here's what we're going to do. Howie, I need you to start with your Seton Hall play, back that up with Indiana State, and then I'll set you up, Raphael. Howie, start us off.
Well, we have 2 NIT games. I've done okay with the NIT. And first of all, Seton Hall right now has played so aggressively, has gone to the basket, has rebounded, has done so much. Very impressive so far. I'm going to go with Seton Hall to beat Georgia in the late game. And I'm going to go 2 favorites because Indiana State gets the benefit of playing at Hinkle Fieldhouse against Utah. And so I think Indiana State is going to eke it out. I think that'll be a closer game. I love Seton Hall, though Georgia has been very good in this tournament. I'm going to go with the 2 favorites.
I love that a lot. By the way, shout out to Dave. He says best sports show of any kind, anywhere. That is facts. We try to do that every day for you, Dave. Every single day for you. Now, Raphael, big boy, I know you've been busy. I know you've been doing a ton of shows. But when you get laser focused on an NIT tournament, get out of your way. Why, sir? Why do you back up Howie's Indiana State's play?
Because I get to say Milt Chamberlain one more day. That's why. I mean, there's the only reason. No, I mean, Indiana State gets this game at home again in Utah. Yeah, 22-13. But 17 of those wins were at home. They're not good on the road. They've only won 2 true road games this year. Indiana State, again, at home. Circa just moved this to 4 as I speak right now. I guess new sports betting Hall of Famer Rich Bachelari probably just moved that number because I'm on the air right now. Who hired me at Caesars in '97. This one will close around 4.5 because everyone wants to see Milt Chamberlain on ESPN putting up buckets at home.
AB, did you notice all the names that Raphael just dropped? I got to pick him up over here on the floor while we're. Damn!
He just made Sports Betting Hall of Fame. I have to give him his props.
Damn. Hey, Caesars, call us. We got Raphael. He used to work with you. Did you know that? Oh, I love you so much.
Did you know that?
I left on good terms.
They signed his paycheck.
That's always a nice thing. By the way, Zach has you backed up there, Raphael. Love me in Indiana State today. Utah 2-9, as you said, on the road this season. Indiana State playing a home away from home game. Zach, you are correct. Thank you very much. Now, where do I go? Where do I go? Just an embarrassment of riches, or just embarrassing. It could be. Charles, let me come over to you. We're going to zig when a lot of people thought we were going to zag. And I need all three today. We're not chopping it up. I need all three today as you're back in what we like to call the Charles Comfort Zone League play. Let's go.
Yeah, we have some midweek Premier League action. West Ham and Tottenham start the day. Well, they're actually the marquee match on the EPL card in this classic London derby, with West Ham coming into this contest having blown a 3-1 lead on Saturday. Now the Hammers get a chance to redeem themselves, and over the past month, they have been especially good on the offensive end, scoring 2 or more team goals in 4 of their last 5, with 4 of those fixtures cashing over 3.5 tickets. Meanwhile, Tottenham arrive in East London looking for revenge after losing to West Ham in December. And despite Spurs' recent flaws, the North London side have scored 2 or more goals in 12 of 14, with over 2.5 total goals being produced in 12 straight. With both teams having their own motivations, I expect fast starts with first half goals being scored. So we'll go ahead and take the over 1.25 first half goals, which this line continues to grow since I sent it in as well. But I definitely can see a 1-1, and that's why I'm going to group that together with the both teams to score in the first half. Next up, we have Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. Palace, they tend to dominate this matchup, winning 6 of the last 10 meetings while scoring a first half goal in 2 straight visits to the South Coast. While Bournemouth has conceded 4 first half goals in their last 5 league matches, I see Palace getting on the scoreboard in the first half again, and they're also a nice dog spot versus the Cherries. So Crystal Palace first half team total over 0.5.
Soupy, let me ask you this question because I feel like you're an unbiased observer.
Mhm.
Does Charles feel like he has a little extra bass in his voice this morning?
I felt it.
Maybe?
Like there was a little vibrating going on in my ears, but it just felt good. It felt comfortable. Like I'm just I'm zen right now. I'm zen.
Way too comfortable.
Yeah.
AB, if Charles thought for a second that I didn't know about that little text he sent to you yesterday, asking about being the fill-in host when I have to miss for PGA Tour events, if he thinks I don't know about that, he is sadly mistaken. Your thoughts about he probably looks at it as trying to get ahead. I look at it as disrespect. Can you break the tie?
Yeah. So, look, I don't think he's even concerned about your feelings on this one. My man has already got the runway lights, the airport ready to go based on if he's hosting or if he is just an expert on the show today. So, I mean, he's next level, right? We're going to have to get him one of those safety vests and the cones. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, bring them picks in, boy.
Now you want the headphones too. Now he wants the headphones too. Damn, Charles, just take it all. Just take it all. All right. Raphael, we got business. Because I love when somebody backs up somebody else unintentionally. And that's on me. Because you had already sent this one in, so I'm going to back you up. Let's go back to the NBA. And you and I are simpatico on one team. And right now, our man, the Z-Man, would be very happy with our handicapping. Explain yourself.
This is the Z-Man show this morning when I was working, and I decided, hey, he's the one that said it's, April 2nd? That means it's playoff Jimmy time. And now you're trying to tell me that the Heat are playing the Knicks in South Beach? I'll take the small number. Miami, they always boost up when it comes to April as a switch. They're finally getting some their players back from injuries. I think playoff Jimmy will be ready to go. I just don't like the way the Knicks have been playing on the road. They're still a little bit banged up. They'll be both fighting for some playoff seeding spots as well. I'm taking a home team laying a soft number. I'll take Miami. I almost put money line on there, but I just think we'll take the number.
Are you kidding me right now? Did I or did I not? I texted AB and I was like, man, change this to the money line. No, keep it to it. No, I went back and forth too.
Yeah,
I went back and forth too. Oh, damn it. All right, if you guys don't mind laying the juice, it's minus 150. At least it was last time I checked BetMGM. So play it at your own accord, but we both like that as well. Okay. Obviously, I'm going to go with the Heat. I'm also going to go with the Rockets, plus 7.5. They're on the road in Minnesota tonight. They've been on fire previous to the last game. They had won 11 games in a row. I don't think that is going to deter them. They're very much in line for a potential playoff spot or a play-in spot. So they've got a lot to play for. So we're going to go Rockets plus 7.5 tonight in Minnesota. So Soupy, big boy, we had to wait not only for hockey, because apparently Charles is too busy to do hockey today, and baseball. So you came and you did your homework, sir. So let's all take a step back. And Soupy, I need all 4 of yours, big boy. All 4. Let's go.
Well, I'm starting with the Diamondbacks and the Yankees under 9 points. Esther Cortez and Zach Allen going. They both have under 200 batting averages against these opponents. And we know Chase Field, one of the more pitcher-friendly ballparks in the league. I'm going with the under 9. Cubs, take them on the run line. Kevin Freeland going for Colorado. He went 2-9 with a 5.13 ERA on the road. Cody Bellinger, Dansby Swanson, Ian Happ all have great numbers against Freeland. I'm smashing him to get a big win tonight. And then for a player prop, I'm going Carlos Correa over 1.5 hits, runs, or RBIs. Going against Jacob Junin, who he's 7 for 17 for with a double and a home run. He's doing decent to start the year, and I think he's going to have a big day today. And then Golden Knights, Canucks, over 5.5. It looks like Elias Lindholm will be back in the lineup tonight. No Thatcher Demko for Vancouver, so it's Casey DeSmith, the backup. He's been okay. I think both offenses are going to show up, even though this has been a low-scoring series so far. I like both offense showing up tonight for the over 5.5.
Charles, what do you make of that over with the Golden Knights, sir?
Like it. Anytime you get a 5.5, I like it, especially in this sport as well. It's so easy to get to 6, especially with those empty nets and teams playing for playoffs as well. So, yeah, I always love the 5.5s.
How about that next level analysis from Charles? I like it. A lot. All right. AB, let me come over to you, big boy. I'm done messing with Charles for now. Before we get to your plays, because we got 2 parlays, I see a lot of people chattering in the chat. And last night they were chattering in the chat about this one thing. And I think it's important to educate and entertain before we get to that. Because yesterday your game ended in 8 innings. However, we had player props that paid out. We had other things that did not pay out in that game. What are the rules when it comes to a game ending early, I guess?
Yeah. So we had the Braves, White Sox. They finished 8 innings, meaning they got to the top of. They actually finished they finished the bottom of the 8th, and then we're done, right? So when you have run lines, it has to go 8.5 innings, meaning you have to get to the bottom of the 9th. Now, when you have player props, team totals, etc., books will differ. Sometimes it's 5, 5.5. Sometimes it's 7.5. You just have to check your books. But yeah, DraftKings was notorious yesterday for not paying out run lines. Brutal. It was 9-0.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, what do you want them to do? Which, by the way, let me say this. We had the Braves team total over 8.5. Remember yesterday, I said we brought it down from 9.5 to 8.5.
Yes, we did.
The Braves are in a rain delay with the White Sox, up 6-0 in the 8th inning. 2 runners on, 2 outs. They get done with about an hour-long rain delay. Austin Riley, baby Austin Riley, hits a 3-run bomb, 9-0. We got over the 8.5 right out of the gate.
I like it. I like it a lot. And the chat, I love you guys too. Do not forget, hit that like button for me. It really helps the show grow. The algorithm, which I don't know how to spell, but that's what they tell me. The algorithm. Hit the like button. All right, I got 2 more parlays, and then we've got to do a little futuristic action on the final 4. So, AB, if you don't mind, I believe everybody else is done. You are up, sir.
Yes, Coach, thank you. So, all right, first off, let me hit these plays, then I'm going to explain why. It's a very short, small, odd board for me today. First parlay, we're going to go Marcell Ozuna of the Atlanta Braves, 1+ hit, and then the Braves, White Sox, both teams to score 2+ runs. Put those 2 together, -115. Our second MLB parlay here, 2 legs, -110. Royals and Orioles, both teams to score 2+ runs. Twins, Brewers, both teams to score 2+ runs. Let me explain why it is so small of a board of picks for me today. Because after this weekend, all right, the first weekend of the season, we see teams that are now in their second road trip or first road trip after a home series, whatever. You have the excitement of the beginning of the season kind of wearing off, all right? Now you're sitting in a hotel for the 6th straight day, eating food out of a box. Coach, you know this better than anybody.
Oh, my
all right?
God.
It's exciting the first day. The 6th day, you're like, oh, my God. Like, I'd like to just be in my bed. I would like to shower in my own shower at home, right? Like, it just gets old, all right? So that's number one. Number two, you're going to see star players begin to get rest days. Some will get today, some will get tomorrow. So you're going to see that in lineups. And then number three, today is the start of teams having their aces back on the mound for their second appearance of the season. You're going to see Framber Valdez for the Houston Astros, all right, back on it. These are obviously the best pitchers in Major League Baseball, and generally on their second go-around of the season, they're pretty lights out. So just be careful today. Notice teams that have star players today and tomorrow that are sitting out. That's why mine is so small. Same thing with college baseball. It was a weird weekend. I'll be at it tomorrow, but today, an odd one. But I'll give you one nugget if anybody would like it for today. Illinois baseball. They're playing Illinois State. Illinois, they've won 5 straight and scored 11-plus runs in all 5 of them. Plus, we get Indiana State, which means there will be 9 trillion runs scored in that game. So that's it.
I think the time is appropriate, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't mind, if I just take a second to ask you one single solitary question. After all of that, do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Now, picks are in, locked and loaded. But it's time to look forward because we have a scintillating Final Four for the men and for the women. So we drop Charles off. We go 5 wide. It is time to educate and entertain. Love the kazoos. I love the kazoos. Howie Schwab, I'm starting with you, big boy. We're starting on the ladies' side because we have a dominant team on both sides of the fence. And this first one, South Carolina, NC State, 11.5 in a Final Four game. It's one of those situations now, Howie Schwab, where you're telling South Carolina, prove to me you're not as good as we think you are. There are the numbers according to BetMGM. Your thoughts, Howie?
I think South Carolina is the dominant team in the sport. They were last year and they didn't win the final. They're trying to win it this year. But NC State, and this is not the men's team, this is the women's team, beat Texas, beat Stanford, as quality wins getting up to this point, and I think NC State can give them a real battle. I think this is going to be a lot closer, and actually I like NC State with the points.
All right, one for NC State. Subi, that was great analysis. Back that up.
You know, I agree with him in saying they are one of the most dominant teams in the sport, right? One of the things that we're talking about, again, I'll talk about UConn all day. UConn and South Carolina played. They didn't know how to handle them. And a lot of teams have not known how to handle them over the last 2 years. Of course, their only loss was to the eventual champions last year in LSU. They move the ball well. They shoot well. They defend well. But I do agree. It's a Final Four. There's a reason why these teams are in this position. I think getting double digits in the Final Four is way too high. I'm going to go with Howie here, and I agree. I think 11.5 for NC State. I think you got to give them the points here.
It's hard to argue with that, Raphael. You're our numbers guy. Talk to me.
Text this morning wanted to know how many prop bets I was going to put up for the women's Final Four. Not the men's, the women's. I think that's how much action the women's are rolling right now. We saw it last night. I said this last night on the show. UConn are going to make a statement. I think they cover this number. They're PO from last year still. They knew that their loss last year. They should have won a national championship. They should have cut down the nets. 11.5. I think NC State slipper comes off. I think both NC State slippers come off this weekend. I think South Carolina covers this number. I think UConn men don't cover their number. I think we see one big number covered this weekend.
Look at Raphael going into business for himself. I'm not even there yet, and his mind is already there. That's next level. AB, South Carolina, dominant, 11.5. That seems to be the sweet spot. Last night, Sweating that game live on DTL After Dark was amazing. Hopefully somebody gets to sweat it, but I don't think it's going to be South Carolina. Your thoughts?
All right. So, okay, go back. What did you say? You don't run that by me again.
Sorry. I said last night we sweat a game. I don't think South Carolina is going to sweat in this game. I'm going to take the other side, South Carolina and the points. Your thoughts?
Yeah. South Carolina is the best team in the country. I mean, it's not a question. They've been it. This is what they do. They haven't lost a game right now. I hate going with that, because it's so chalky. But yeah, I mean,
but sometimes you got to.
Sometimes you got.
You
know what? I've got other things that I need to overthink. I'm not going to overthink this.
Not this one. So South Carolina. Consensus, they'll win, maybe not cover, we'll see. But the other one is the marquee matchup. And Howie, this is the one that everybody's talking about. This is the one you got the legacy in UConn, the dominant Gino Auriemma, all of that. And then on the other side, you got potentially, depending on who you talk to, the greatest player of all time, the Caitlin Clark, who scored 41 points last night to get her team. That's what superstars absolutely do. The number is this. Iowa is a favorite, 2.5. That, according to BetMGM, the total a robust 163.5 minus 110. Howie, I can't wait for this one. Your take?
I can't wait for it either, because Gino Auriemma, when it comes to Final Fours, you see how many UConn's won, 11. It's amazing. This is their time of year. However, this game is going to be really fascinating, because I don't think it's going to be Clark and Booker's deciding this game. I think it's going to be other players stepping up and doing well to determine who wins this game. I think it's going to be a wild game. I think there'll be plenty of points, plenty of excitement. And actually, I'm going to go with UConn in this surprise.
UConn getting the points. Scott says Caitlin Clark and Paige Bookers is going to be a show. No doubt about that. Soupy, we know you're a Connecticut guy. There has not been a team yet to truly stop Caitlin Clark. She averages 32 points a game, the most in the country, and coming off 41 last night. Your take?
And I don't think they're going to stop Caitlin Clark. Nobody can stop Caitlin Clark. As Kim Malarkey said last night in the post game, she even said, we're not stopping Caitlin Clark. They didn't stop Caitlin Clark in the championship game last year. So what you have to do is you let Caitlin Clark get her points, but you don't let anybody else do. And UConn plays a great defense. They do they'll put pressure on her, but if they're going to let her take those long jumpers, then she has to do it. For UConn, they move the ball well. They know how to transition. They know how to do a lot of great things. The problem is, and I'm hoping it doesn't with the rest, it'll be fine. They're only rotating 8 players. Buchers played all 40 minutes. Elena Edwards played all 40 minutes. Mule played all 40 minutes last night. So I'm hoping the rest will help them. I'm going to go with the higher scoring game. I'm really not going to take anybody specific. I'm hoping UConn wins, but I think this would be a great story for Caitlin Clark to go out, one of the best female college players ever, to get her championship. I'm going with the over on this one. I'm not taking anybody with the spread. I'm going with the over.
All right, so we got a UConn. We've got an over. Raphael, you are our numbers guy, and apparently people in the chat love how you transition to yourself. That's next level, kid. So which way are you attacking this game, Raphael?
I couldn't agree more with the best beard on TV right now. I think the over is probably one of the best bets on the board in women's Final Four. We saw it last night. Everyone pounded the under in that LSU Iowa game, and they flew over 93 points by Iowa. And if you're UConn, you don't stop Caitlin Clark. You stop Martin, who scored 21 points yesterday. That's who you need to stop. You need a hip checker instead of her running down the court and Caitlin Clark throws a baseball pass and she has an easy layup. That's how UConn has to stop this game. I like the over. I love Paige Bueckers. I love her story of both her injuries. I mean, she was crying at the podium saying that it's the best she's ever felt and stuff like that. I think both stories are really good. I mean, it's going to be sad to see someone lose this game. That's why I'm just going to bet the over and cheer for a fantastic game. But hats off for UConn and Paige Bueckers, and what a game last night. What a way for women's basketball. 4 out of the 6 NBA games had less action than the Iowa LSU game yesterday.
And that screams a lot, AB. Exactly what Raphael just said. The interest has never been higher. And this game right here, I don't know that you could have the basketball gods give us a better matchup than the greatest legacy of all time, team-wise, and the greatest individual player of all time. Your thoughts?
We get the GOAT, Caitlin Clark, against Paige Buckets. All right, it's going to be a hell of a game. I'll tell you this, though. With respect to how the fellas just broke down, taking the over, I'm going the opposite way. Give me the under. I think that both teams are going to take possession, own possession, and try to limit the other star from taking over and going absolutely crazy in this game. You also have two very well coached basketball teams. They don't foul a lot. They don't put the other team at the line. I really, really like the under, especially after Caitlin going for 40 against the big, huge rematch, what everybody was looking forward to. I'm going way under in this game. It's going to be a hell of a game, but I'm going under. If they're going to throw me up what is that, 163 and a half? Nah, way under.
Please, Raphael.
I think I don't have this number, but I think Iowa has their last 8 games, 7 have gone over the total.
Interesting.
That's why he's the numbers guy.
This is why you're the numbers guy. Oh,
me and Soupy versus AB. If this was a baseball play, I'll be like, okay, AB wins.
Yeah, right. Maybe we'll have to do a little game on Friday because all three, Raphael's not here on Friday, so we'll have to figure out something for the chat to win. Something. I'll come up with it. We'll come up with something. But I like when we have dissension in the ranks. That's why you watch live, because you got to listen to the information and use it for yourself. Now, we're going to do the men together. We're going to do the men together to speed it up just a little bit. And the men's side, you got 2 of the same teams. You got Alabama, the UConn men, the defending champions, the overwhelming favorites. Pre-tournament, they were plus 400. Please, pre-tournament. Now they're laying 11.5 against Alabama. You see the total 159.5. Alabama has soared to the over in pretty much every game they played at, it seems like, all year. Then the other game is this. NC State, they're the 11th team. Also, the women are here as well. Purdue, the 1 seed. You're going to have a lot of meat inside that lane. A lot of meat. Purdue laying 9.5. The total over 145.5. Howie, give me your biggest takeaway from the Final Four for the men.
There are people who think Alabama's got a shot, and I don't think so. So Alabama's averaging 14 made three-pointers a game in this tournament. Sears is averaging over 24 points a game in this tournament. But look, Sears, as good as he's been, just look what happened the last game against Illinois and Shannon, one of the best players in America. UConn finds ways to slow down the best player. And so I think Alabama, I think I finally learned UConn will cover yet again.
All right, UConn laying the 11.5. What's the number real quick? How many games in a row have they won by 13 or more? Is it 8?
10?
I think it's
10. You're right.
10.
It's the entire last tournament and so far in this tournament.
Yep.
Shout out to Dave and Zach, our first 2-month member of the crew. Incredible. That's right. We get the Raphael clap. I don't call it the golf clap anymore. This is the Raphael clap. All right. So we've learned our lesson from Howie. Now, Soupy, looking at these 2 games, you got a lot of storylines here. Where are you going?
Man, I want to just touch on Alabama and UConn. Last week, Illinois, 9th best scoring team in the country. UConn just found a way to shut them down. I didn't think they were actually going to do it. I thought this game was going to be a lot closer, and then they went on a 30-0 run. Done. Alabama, top scoring team in the country, the only one scoring 90. But Alabama can go cold at times. And if they do, UConn is going to take advantage of it, and they're going to run away with it. And I love the way UConn plays defense. They're top 12 in Ken Palm offensive and defensive rating. I think they find that way to shut down Alabama, and if they go cold at any point, this game is going to be done. And NC State, they are allowing under 40% shooting. They did it to Duke twice. They did it to North Carolina. They did it to Virginia. They did it to Marquette. They did it to Oakland, Texas Tech. I think they find a way to do it again. You've got Burns, you've got Diarra in the boards. I think they stop Eden. I think NC State is going to find a way to be another Cinderella as San Diego State was last year.
To back up what Subi just said, UConn went on a 30-0 run in the second half of their game. The 5-point game at halftime, and it was over. It was just over. Raphael, I'm kind of leaning towards NC State as well, and I'm not betting against UConn ever, ever, ever again, at least not this particular season. Your takes?
I got the Final Four men's script right here, and it says Purdue, UConn in the finals because we need to steal some more of this women's Final Four viewership. Because right now, I would think the women's viewership is probably bigger than the men's viewership. I am not betting against UConn. I've been trying to fade UConn since we've been doing this show, and I've been eating crow day after day after day. So, yeah, I think UConn wins this one. The only thing you said about Alabama's offense, this is the first time Alabama's total has been 160.5 in their last 14 games. They've last 10 games, 8 of them have gone over the total, and the number's dropping. DraftKings just dropped it to 160. Bookmaker, 160. This one could go low as 159, 159.5. If I see 159, I'm throwing on the over just because I have to. But the other game is just a big man, Edey. I mean, I'm rooting for this guy who might not even be drafted. Now he could be drafted. I'm rooting for the big man, the big fella. I see Purdue and UConn in the finals.
Hey,
I don't
Coach,
yes.
Can I throw something in there?
Sure.
Purdue, and people don't talk about this. In the 4 games in the NCAA tournament, their opponents have gone to the foul line 11 times a game. They don't foul. So Burns is going to have a hard time with Edey. And Burns, who shot over 50% in all 4 games of the tournament, good luck against Edey. Because Burns' footwork, I'm sorry. Edey has something to prove here, both offensively and defensively. I think this is going to be a massacre, to be honest.
You know what? That's a really good take. And AB, rarely do you have a player like an Edey that in years past would be an automatic lottery pick just because of his size. And now he has a lot to prove. And I think he wants to prove it on this big stage against a big man from NC State. Your take?
I'm going to take the over in the NC State Purdue game, and I'll tell you why. Because NC State is they're going to front and back defend Edey. All right. Not saying that they limit him, stop him, any of that, but they are going to make it impossible to feed him in the paint. All right. That is going to mean that Purdue is going to shoot from the outside. And it's going to look like the Warriors style games. Ball, longer rebounds, go. All right. That's what this game is going to look like. So I like the over in this one. And then with UConn, excuse me, why would I not take UConn? Why would I not? Just keep going. And remember, Danny Hurley gave Nate Oates, Alabama's coach, his first job in college basketball. Danny Hurley knows Nate Oates, knows everything about the man. Now, I'm not saying that that's the biggest thing in the world, but UConn really hasn't even opened this thing up offensively. They've just let you screw up, right? Like, this team has so much further that they can go. Give me UConn. I don't know why I wouldn't.
I love how you give takes. It just cracks me up. I'm telling you, if you guys watch the show every day, you know when my guys are fired up. Like, I don't even have to tell you when they're fired up about a certain game. AB's fired up about this Final Four.
Hey, can I add one more, Coach? I'm sorry. I'm emptying both barrels today.
Okay.
NC State is an 11th seed. The Cinderella story. The great story. Every time an 11th seed has made the Final Four, they lost in the national semifinal. So I don't think they're going to break that trend.
All right. It's just going to be a matter of whether or not they cover that 9.5. All right. Before we get back and do the whip around and get the hell out of here and start our day, you guys know we have a new little segment every single day. And if you guys hit playing with us, then you get a free t-shirt the next day. You missed yesterday. You had Matty Olson. You get to type it into the chat. Gentlemen, I need 15 seconds or less on this segment as we go the yard. And today, hit me with those. If you know, you know.
You like that?
You are next level, son. You are next level. All right, here are the choices. Jorge Soler. Who does he play for? Adolis Garcia. I know how.
Okay.
It's a joke. Ronald Acuna, Luis Robert, Kyle Schwarber, Pete Alonso. Who is going the yard today? Howie, start us off.
I'm going to go with Garcia again. Garcia has been off to a good start, and with the pitching, I think Garcia will do it.
All right, the defending champions on the board first. Soupy, where are you going today?
I'm going to go with Schwarber because it's either he's going to hit 3 home runs or he's going to strike out 4 times because that's all he ever does.
I love that pick, plus 350.
It's true.
It really, really is. I've never seen a leadoff hitter like Kyle Schwarber in my life. Okay, Raphael, talk to me.
I'm going with behind me, the Cubs angle. You're getting great value with former Cub Kyle Schwarber plus 350, like Soupy said. And give me a new Cub member during the trade deadline, Pete Alonso plus 425. But I'm going to take Pete Alonso for plus 425.
All right, Pete Alonso. All right. So we got a lot of different choices. AB, your boy's up there.
Look, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because the Braves are playing the White Sox. The White Sox are starting their pitcher, Garrett Crochet, who was a first-round pick out of Tennessee. And I love the kid. He's a mean lefty, and Acuna can mash lefties. I like Acuna here, but, I mean, it's time to get solar power. My man, your solar plus 250. If you know, you know. Shout out. That's where I'm going.
You're damn right. All right. Who's been keeping our eye on the chat? Where do we think the consensus is? I see a
lot of Acunas.
Yeah,
a lot of Acunas. You know what? I'm going to make the call right now. Acuna is the chat's choice. If he hits a home run today, then somebody tomorrow in the live chat will win a T-shirt, and we will send it directly to you whenever we hit one with the chat. So you guys are going with Acuna. We have some Alonsos, some Schwarbers. I like it. There is an algorithm to this. There's a number system to this. It's not just throwing 6 names against the wall. We would never do that. All right, it's now time for the whip around. And sometimes you don't have a schedule at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You got to drop in halfway through the show, and you go, oh, where are all the picks? We got you covered right here in the whip around. This is where we do it. 10 seconds or less for every single pick. Howie Schwab, start us off.
Like the 2 favorites in the NIT games, Indiana State playing in the state of Indiana, and then Seton Hall taking Georgia. 10 seconds.
Raphael, go.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar minus 3.5 against the Utes, the 2 Utes, and give me the Miami Heat because I'm with the coach right here. We're cashing back-to-back days, coach.
You're damn right you're with the coach. And we're also going to go Rockets plus 7.5, minus 115. They had won 11 games in a row prior to their last game, which they lost. Minnesota is not playing lights out. I'll take the points. I'll take the surging Houston Rockets. Charles, from the dirty. Bring it. Let's go.
English Premier League, West Ham, Tottenham, over 1.25 first half goals, and the both teams to score in the first half. Lastly, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, first half team total over 0.5.
That's my man, Soupy. Let's go.
Yankees, Diamondbacks under 9. 2 good solid pitching matchups in a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Cubs on the run line. Kyle Freeland going. He hasn't been good against this Cubs lineup. Canucks, Golden Knights over 5. Backup goalie for Vancouver. I like the way Golden Knights are playing. Give me the over 5.5. Carlos Correa over 1 hits, runs, RBIs, and he's hitting really well right now. And he's got Jacob Junis, who he hits well against.
That's one of my new favorite bets is the hits, runs, and RBIs. I love that bet. I don't know why I just do. AB, bring us home.
2 Major League Baseball parlays. First one, 2 legs, minus 115. Marcell Ozuna of the Atlanta Braves, 1+ hit. And the Braves White Sox, both teams to score 2+ runs. Second parlay, 2 legs, minus 110. Royals and Orioles, both teams to score 2+ runs. Twins, Brewers, both teams to score 2+ runs.
Boom, and that's exactly how you do it in the whip around. You can see all of these faces if you are a crew member. We have a crew exclusive segment that we tape after the show. It's usually posted about 11:30 a.m. Eastern time or so. Gentlemen, well done. As always, here on DTL. All right, it's time for the closing bell. right, I need all of you to continue to hit that like button. AB, a little housekeeping before we get out of here. Today, Tuesdays, people can't wait for it. What time and what are we looking at in this week in baseball?
Yep, week 8. All right, drops 2 p.m. Eastern. Get you all set up for the big golf show that the boys have coming at 3 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, a lot of big ranked series of teams that are now needing to win badly. This is a very, very important weekend. Yeah, make sure to pay attention to this one.
I'm so glad you mentioned at 3 o'clock Eastern time live. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. Now, those guys are on. AB's got his baseball thing. That's all you got to do. By the way, Laura AB says, you guys are good. Laura, thank you very much.
Laura.
Thank you very much. That just made my day. So we got DTL Golf. We're also taping the next episode because I know Raphael does WrestleMania odds. And AB, I feel like here on the show Friday, maybe, just maybe, we need to do some WrestleMania picks. What do you think?
I'm in. And also, there might be a little bit of another surprise today, too. Just keep your eyes on our socials and the YouTube page. Just put that out there.
I hate when you tease me and I don't know what's going on, but I love it just as much. Oh, damn it. Daryl says, Dave says, terrific show. Thrilled to be a part of the crew. Oh, new crew. All the best, everyone. Good luck. Dave, welcome. Everybody can join AB. We want everybody to be a premium member, don't we? Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So they're asking, Keith is asking, what are the results of today's chat choice?
The Astros team total over 4.5. The crew has gone 39% of the votes with Houston. The crew crushed it with Iowa. Going to look to do it again with the Houston Astros. Team total over 4.5 at -105.
How much do we love doing the show every damn day? I just have this feeling of joy today, AB. I don't know what it is.
This is the only thing that I would be up at 9 a.m. for. Let me just say that.
That is very true. That is very true. But that's why we're a crew. That's why we do stuff throughout the day.
Damn
I
right.
do the day stuff. You do the night stuff.
That's just how much we love this. That's exactly it.
We do love this. God, we love this.
Hey,
so
also,
much.
nice call in the gray shirt today. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you for texting me that too. You know, this is one of my old school coach shirts. Like old merch.
One day I'll be I'll be able to afford letters. Not today, but one day.
We're gonna get there by July. All right, AB, well done, buddy. Have a great day. Thank you, producer man, for my one shot. It is that time of the day for you to go out into the world, pay it forward, be kind to one another, be honest with each other, and just have a good time. This doesn't have to be serious all the time. And I ask you to share the show because that's the only way we get bigger, and bigger, and bigger, and we dominate this in the next 3 to 5 years. That's exactly what we're going to do. But in the meantime, we go day by day, step by step. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My attacker, Lobo, the legend, Howie Schwab, best beard in the game, Soupy, our numbers guy, Raphael, the man from the dirty Charles, my partner, the 5-tool player, AB. Never forget about producer man behind the scenes, always making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach. Boom, boom, boom. Trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.